going on, y'all? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we discuss, debate, and sometimes argue on movies and TV shows, old and new. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
And I am Jason. A few house rules before we get into this review. 1, please have fun. 2, please like, share, subscribe. Let your people know, let your friends know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though. Number 3, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, stop here and come back after you've seen it. And lastly, and certainly not least, this is not a kid podcast in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So if you want to listen with your children, that is on you. That is not on us. I am here to let you know. Please stop or continue. Let's get to this review.
So y'all wouldn't subscribe to his podcast?
No. I'm not listening to Suge Knight about nothing coming from jail. Like, who wants to listen to jail? The jail tales, like what you?
He might have a story to tell. He might have a good one.
I don't want to hear them. I don't want to. Who shot Tupac? Let me know. Like, I know you seen them, nigga. You was looking at them like, come on.
Just go ask Jada. She was Oh. Well, since we talking tales,
okay.
For episode 73, y'all, we doing Tales from the Hood. This is our last movie of Horror Fest. So
it is.
And y'all picked the scariest person,
which just makes it even better. We have a reoccurring guest. I'm gonna say MVP. I think between Crystal and Chris, it's like, you know.
Why you always gotta pair us off though? See, I can't be the MVP if you bringing in somebody else.
They could be co-MVPs. You never heard of that?
No.
Oh, my bad. You got it. It's yours.
When it happens,
it's yours.
I think at the end of the year we should do a poll of like the best.
And then my feelings gonna be hurt if I lose.
So I'm not going for that one. I'm not gonna do that one. I won't do it. You know.
I would just have folks going to the daggone Fast X episode, because that would right there look
clear.
It was
out of here
crazy. They probably be like, "Oh, she going to hell for sure." Actually, all of us. Oh, how that episode turned.
This is the second time y'all done put me in hell.
This would be third time. So now you're in the hot seat. I'm glad that Jazz did this. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, Crystal. What is your favorite scary movie?
Okay. What's the movie I like? Saw.
Saw. Oh, that's a great answer. Crystal.
Yes.
Better franchise, Saw or Fast and the Furious?
I'm sick that Jason asked you my question, because I had it in my notes to ask you this.
I'm so sorry.
Why do y'all want to know this? I'm gonna give it to Fast and the Furious franchise. Only because of the explosions.
So it's just the explosions that you like,
and the cars. I love cars,
and not the ridiculous storyline that makes no sense.
No, forget that. You know, I'm along for the ride. You give me two things I like, I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh shoot. But also this is Crystal's first watch of Tales from the Hood. Almost 20 years deep, and she was 20 years absent. Crystal, how do you feel now that you're here?
I probably could have felt the same before seeing it.
Okay. Well,
so are you saying it didn't impact your life at all?
No, it did not.
Well, let's go ahead and jump right into this review, guys. Opening scene. We get introduced to 3 familiar faces to us. I think that may be Joe. That may be Joe Torre, I believe. Got Stacy, and you got the villain, the most hated villain of the 90s. Is there a more iconic hated person in the 90s besides Selena Killer?
When did Color Purple come out?
In the 80s.
Okay.
So in the 90s?
Think
I'm gonna say that.
Lawrence,
I'm gonna
Lawrence
say,
Fishburne.
oh yeah, for what's love got to do with it? I was gonna say the
he
actor
was
that played
thinking.
Miles from Waiting to Exhale that left
My
Birdie for that white
my
woman.
my grandma still hates Lawrence Fishburne today because of that movie.
Oh, I've never heard anybody talk about him in a negative way in that role. Like, I'm still mad at him.
Because you ain't talk to your mama now. Don't talk to people our age. You gotta
We
talk to your mama.
watched that movie way too many times. I don't even want to bring it up. We had it on VHS.
But if we were talking, but I bet if we talked about Blue and them ribs, you would talk about that.
Oh my gosh, we don't have to talk about it actually.
That's Jazz' favorite
How
scene.
he done got brought up twice this month. Crystal, he didn't have to go get no more food though.
He didn't.
Like, I don't understand why he felt the need to roll to get more and to go the long way.
Wait. Okay, I don't know who I was talking about this with because I love the Temptations and I'm always trying to talk about
That's
them.
her favorite movie.
Literally. He okay, imagine this though. If he would have stayed at the table and still died, I don't know. I would have preferred for him to die in the kitchen.
So let me ask this. Would you rather him die at the table or die how he did? Which situation would have still made you want to eat the food? Him away?
Exactly. Him in the kitchen because he wasn't near the food. We could still pack this up. The air on this food is still good.
Because I always think about that food during that scene.
Me too.
So
like, I'm cool with the way, but it didn't need to happen.
So the death air wouldn't have bothered you?
No, he was in the kitchen.
Okay.
At the table, it would have killed the vibe,
now.
Jason. It would have killed the vibe. It's just like, damn, his head right in the mashed potatoes. I can't get my yeast rolling that now. Like, I wanted that gravy.
And my mama mashed potato. Like, damn. I don't know. Now I'm kind of upset. Just a thought.
But back to the review. We get introduced to these three tough guys. They pull up to a funeral home. Kind of curious into what they were getting. Kind of felt like they were about to pick up some drugs. Also, like my mind, because I'm thinking back when I first watched it, I thought they went to rob this man. Jazz, well, Crystal, I'm gonna start with you first.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think when these three gentlemen rolled up on this funeral parlor in the middle of the night?
So I thought it was gonna be, again, nothing about the movie, and I didn't even read the log line. I thought they were gonna go to the funeral home and get like scary stories told to them because they're like in Halloween like that. But when they started talking about the package, I was like,
wait, you thought the grown ass man finna go over here and get some stories?
Look, how else was we gonna get to the tales? Somebody got to talk.
That's true.
Somebody got to tell the tales. Why not the mortician? I don't know.
He seemed like his stories be lit,
right?
And they were.
Funeral home.
Yeah, he got the setting popping, everything.
I would have been like Joe, not trying to go in. Why are we doing this? I didn't think we was actually pulling up.
Jazz. So this is a revisit for me and you. So when you went back into it, did you remember all of this? Like, because some of this stuff was like, it was jogging my, and some stuff I was like, damn, I didn't know they went, but you were a kid when you originally seen it.
I mean, I remember a lot of the scenes in this. It was a few deaths that were extended because, of course, BET had this in rotation. And then, like,
BET? When BET was showing this movie?
I'm going to say in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. Remember I said that. When I said that was showing,
we in 4K. So listen, we ain't got to go back to what I was watching. You watching, Jason, watching damn sex toys, like nigga, what? But like I would say, like the death in the of the last cop in the first tale, like his skin just deteriorating the way that it did. I don't remember seeing that, but outside of like those kind of small details, yeah, I remember all of this. So.
Got you. Like I've seen it from beginning to the end, but it was like just kind of just going back into it, actually getting the full story. So something I'm like, oh shit, that's what happened. Like, because you do get watching the edited TV version. Right. And before we get the first story, first we get the mortician. He recently passed. RIP to that gentleman. It's been a few years because it was when we was frequently on the Joke Button podcast. They made a big joke about it. Not the death, but him looking like Maul when he had his fro. That was for you, Crystal. They open up the casket
and we see Clarence, and we get our first story.
Clarence. What niggas?
So, with this one here, you have these 4 cops. They pull a man over. Of course, they're harassing him, driving while black, per usual. They kind of roughing him up. Black cop didn't really do too much in that scene.
He didn't do anything, Jason.
I mean, he spoke.
So they had already...
He was 2 cars away.
Yeah. And how do you not look up and see? Like, how do your peripheral not tell you to look up? You see 2 cops. They done bust his head through the windshield of the car. And I'll say a lot of the graphics in this. Ooh. Oh my God. Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat, the first one.
I won't disagree with that. Because I was just sitting here like, so I saw his head go through the windshield and then I heard the audio. It was delayed. I was like, oh, all right, y'all. I was like, ooh. But I was, I connected it together when I was rewatching it. But yeah, that scene was kind of wild. And it's weird. It's actually interesting when you think about the stories that are told in this movie. Mm-hmm. All of it is still relevant today.
20 years later. No, right. Almost 30 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary, especially when you realize this individual, he is a predominant, he's an activist, mm-hmm. which is why they pulled him over. And so I feel like they knew what they were going to do prior to him attacking or defending himself against that officer. Do y'all think if he would have just complied that they would just let him go home?
Your wheels turning.
They are. How long of a story can I get to tell? Like, if they let him go home, I think he still would have died eventually.
He just wouldn't have died on that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Crystal in that situation. I think they were going to keep messing with him, or somebody was going to do something to him that would have unfortunately come to an untimely death. The only thing that I think that could have happened is the guy turning them in to the actual police. But yeah, we see the situation, what he chose. So of course the gentleman was killed by the cops, and then they set him up to make it look as if it was an accident. Clarence quit the force. He's a drunk. He's going crazy, and kind of like Jazz said before we even introduced the story, somebody keeps saying his name. Somebody keeps calling his name. And of course, it was that leader, that civil rights leader, who was fighting.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry.
What happened?
I thought this man was waking him up. That makes so much more sense now. My bad.
Yeah, no. It wasn't him this time, not this time. That's why he was just saying the name the same way that he was saying it. So they have this scene, which was kind of weird. I hate they didn't have like the dolly shot from what's his name?
Oh,
Malcolm X. Spike Lee. Right. Spike Lee. I said Malcolm X. Spike Lee. I wish it was the dolly shot that he created. But they have this weird shot they do like 2 or 3 times where the guy is standing in the middle of the street, spinning in a circle as the camera spins with him. And it was kind of a weird shot that I seen. Because they did it like 2 or 3 times within the episode. Yeah, within the story.
Yeah, I feel like it was a nice idea. It just wasn't executed well. Because it kind of seems like, I don't know. It seemed like he was moving and not the stuff around him, to where I feel like, the execution wasn't that good. Because I'm just like, I can see this nigga turning around. Like, yeah. I was like, I see what you're doing.
It was giving wedding vibes, they be in a little middle of the thing and the pictures be spinning.
Oh yeah,
as they spinning the 360 camera. That's what it is. That's the vibe it was giving when he was sitting there. But the civil rights. Did you have a civil rights leader? Was it Marvin? I feel like they were trying to do like
Martin Morehouse.
I feel like they were trying to do a Martin Luther King thing.
Oh,
but the gentleman sitting there, And Martin Morehouse tells him to bring the cops to me. Yes, sir. I'll do that, sir. Y'all doing it? Y'all obliging?
Look, how clear is the voice? It like
he's sitting right in front of you.
What they look? I don't know. I gotta.
He don't have no track record. It's just a voice playing in your head, or is that your own voice playing with you? Because you know what happened.
You talking about when he was in the alley? Because Morehouse was right in front of his face. Because when he saw the mural, the mural, yes,
the who?
Fuck you. Boy, I was struggling on that one. I was like, let's move. But nah, like when he saw it, he was just like, bring them to me. He was like, yes, I will. Like you could see, yes, I'm going to listen to the dead zombie of the activist who, yes, I'm going to hope he doesn't do anything to me afterwards. Fuck them cops.
That's a wild hope. You see what happened. That's all I'm going to say. That's a wild hope.
I mean, I guess if you say no, do you think he's just going to leave you alone?
They got meds for that. We can silence a voice.
This is you are wild. We do not condone.
Prescription, like from a psychiatrist. Prescribed, people.
But some way, this man makes it to the gravesite. He calls the cops, all the cops that did the murder, to come to the gravesite with him. And he tells them they're going to celebrate because tonight is the night that they killed Martin Morehouse. One of the cops is just big. He just big, bad, and goes to piss on a grave, which is kind of wild. Just even in the movie, like just think about like somebody doing that is this wild as hell. Mm-hmm. In my head, when I played this scene back, he pulled that man's thing off and he was screaming. That's what my head said.
Yeah. Was that not what he did?
I mean, he grabbed him and took him to hell. That's what it looked like he actually did. Jazz, what do you think about this first death we get?
I mean, it was. I definitely didn't feel bad for them, but I was just like, I thought it was creative when he had his body. He put the cop's body in his casket.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was kind of funny that he was sitting on the outside of the casket. He was like, peekaboo, I killed your buddy. So I was just like, okay. But I mean, you had a graveyard a year after you killed this guy. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, this whole thing seemed suspicious. And the cop that died first was suspicious of the whole thing. He was just like, why are we doing this? He was like, Clarence ain't coming back. So I was like, oh, y'all just be killing niggas like with no regards at all.
Yeah. Then of course, you know, he takes his heart out. He's sitting on top of the grave, just on top of the grave, letting the heart pump. As they shoot him, these bullets don't work. And of course, he got this Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees energy. This man is standing in one spot. They look back in a rearview mirror. He's in one spot. They look back again. This motherfucker on the car.
Right there.
Like,
you know what I call that? Black energy. Damn right. Because you think about it, Candyman, he was popping around too.
Mm-hmm.
If you think, I mean, I'm just saying. But I thought it was funny also, when we got the guys at the beginning of the movie, when they were scared to go into the house, he was just like, don't you got your gat? He was like, what the gat gonna do? Is dead people in there. How am I supposed to shoot somebody dead? And you see the cops trying to shoot somebody that's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that callback. Of course, he's on the car. They're trying to shake him. They don't do it. he pulls the cop's head off, the passenger cop's head off his shoulders as dudes in the car. And I feel like he stopped it. Like he just stopped the car. Like nothing made him stop.
He definitely like spun out on his own. Nothing prevented him from getting away. And he like just swerved for no reason and then crashed. Yeah.
So I get the run part, but I mean, clearly this motherfucker didn't have to run to catch up with you. So are you really running?
No, you just about running out of gas. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna stay in my car because obviously I can't outrun this zombie ghost with these blue eyes. He was so scary. Like when I first saw this as a kid, his eyes used to scare the shit out of me. This movie scared me. Crystal, I wish you would have saw this at a younger age, because then it probably would have been able to hit you.
It probably would. Probably. Yeah, sure.
But of course he gets out the car. He runs into an alley of crackheads and underprivileged people for whatever reason. And of course, Martin is hanging out in the corner too. And then he grabs him. Well, he didn't grab him. He grabs him at first, and then he throw something at him.
Didn't he like mind control him?
He did. He picked up. He used his powers to pick up needles, drug needles, in which he shot into him and then that's when he went up against the wall. But like his movements and everything was just like he was like. I'm like, what, nigga?
Is you singing gospel or you doing ghost music?
You gotta ask him. Like, what was he doing? He was hemming out there when he was in the streets.
He was.
Yeah, man. He put him on a crucifix.
I have a question, real quick. Go ahead. Sorry. What was that? The green thing
I meant to mention
in his chest.
He opened that. Okay, that's what I was going to. That was kind of tussling a little bit. He pulled his shirt open and they had a freaking chemical beaker in his chest with slime, like Nickelodeon slime in his chest. Like I didn't understand. Like
that's a good question. That's one of them scenes that wasn't in this. Like this is the first time when I saw it streaming on Tubi. I've never seen that before. I'm just like, what the hell is in his chest? Like
they put a chemical beaker with green slime in it. Just like go out there and scare the people.
But nobody else could see him. Unless whatever them crackheads in the street got, they got that Franklin. Because they didn't see nothing.
I mean, it's crack, so yeah. They probably you seen what happened when you're on bath salts. You just see anything going on. You see anything what happened. We're talking about sausage party people. Jazz does not do bath salts.
I do not.
But of course, the man gets put into the mural, which this happens twice within this. So they do something crazy with the mural. And then Clarence pulls up on Martin. He was like, Did I do good? What was you at? Why didn't you do something the first time?
Brother. He was hot. He was hot.
So
because he should have heard him screaming. That's the problem.
Now, and they put him, so he gets put into a psychiatric ward. And they kind of mention he killed 3 cops, but he's blaming something else. Now, do y'all think Clarence actually did it? Do y'all think Clarence actually did these?
No. That was the ancestors.
Got you.
Now that you mention it, maybe he did.
Like, I get it, like, as far as what we've seen, but I do feel like because of that, and then going into the next story, it kept going into, reality is a matter of perception, just whatever, you can make it whatever you see. So yes, that may have been what we seen, but because Clarence disappeared. We never seen Clarence again after the grave site until he asked him, was he happy, brother? And clearly, nigga wasn't happy, my brother. He wasn't happy at all.
I mean, to be fair, yes. Would you want to get in the midst of all that when you knew some ghost that was haunting you was like, let me go ahead and kill these white cops that killed me? Would you want to be front and center for that? I would have went back to the house.
He had to walk to catch up to them. That's why it took him so long to get there.
Yeah. He didn't have his car. And he was drunk. And if they had Netflix at the time, he probably would have went back to the crib and turned something on.
If a ghost come back alive, I'm sobering up real quick.
Okay.
It would kill the buzz. Like, damn. I hope they don't come visit no more tonight.
And so And we're gonna go right into the second story that was told by the mortician, because just like I was saying, it kind of talks about reality as a matter of perception. So we got Big Mama, your arm.
The child ain't seen anything. Okay.
He in his room, scared, hearing things, and then they take him. He go to class, and Jazz, they I guess we still keeping with the bully thing, because this nigga, all he said was my name Walter, and they just whooped his ass. Like,
I don't even understand why they attacked him during recess. Just like they called him a punk.
And they jumped him. He got whooped. He got whooped the whole 20 minutes. Like, bruh,
where are the teachers? Where is help?
Crystal.
Yes.
Walter makes it to the nursing office. What did you expect was going on with little Walter?
Okay, so I figured some abuse was going on somewhere, but I honestly thought that Tyrone, is that the little boy name? That's who I thought was whooping up on him. But then the nurse, she did her nurse talk and was like, see the color? It's old. So I was like, oh, okay, not Tyrone. Got it. An adult did this.
Let me ask y'all a question. If y'all were the nurse and a kid is like, you ask, like, how did you get this black eye? And the kid is like, the monster did it. Like, what is your response to that? I'm gonna go to you first, Jason, because I know you have kids. Like, what is your response to that?
I'm trying to figure out who the monster is. Like, what do you think is a monster? Because when you're trying to have like real conversations with kids, you have to kind of level with them. You have to literally get to their level to get an understanding. So a monster sounds crazy to an adult, but the monster could be whatever it is to them. Like when the lights go off at night, anything could be a monster. So I would have just tried to get an understanding of what it is within there, because he got the black eye from somewhere. And yeah.
What about you, Crystal?
I'm probably calling the mama and then shortly after CPS. I just feel like there's something to report. That's why this baby got a black eye.
Yeah. I think I was watching Grey's Anatomy. They were talking about CPS. So that was in early 2000. So I wonder if that was a big thing back in the day. And it kind of also was not curious, but I guess not necessarily the motivations, because I can see what the motivations were for the actual movie, but what all the topics, prevalent Black situations that was going on maybe in the 90s or maybe even in the 80s, from child abuse, police brutality. We've been dealing with that goddamn forever. And just those little topics, just interested. Well, not interested, but
yeah. And I also think in this scene, with Walter actually telling them that it was a monster, they just kind of discounted what he was saying because he was a kid. To where it's one of the things to where it's like adults don't take things that kids say serious, or they just be like, oh, it's their imagination. So like they write it off. So it's just like when you see it in art, in movies and stuff like that, it's just like, obviously something is bothering this child. It's just like, as an adult, try to take what they're saying serious. And like you said, Jason, even you have to level with them to get an understanding. And so I think like this story did a really good job with that. And then we see at the end, everything that Walter pretty much brought to their attention and told them about, it was real. And so now the adults out here looking stupid.
I mean, but that's typically how I go. We watch these stories. But the next thing, Walter's in class, recess is going on. He ain't going outside. He don't want no more smoke.
Tyrone got him shut.
Walter don't want no more smoke.
Walter getting beat at home and at school. Like, I wouldn't go to recess either.
Win.
Like,
ain't no safe space for my boy. No safe space, man. He's in the classroom drawing pictures. Teacher kind of pulls up on him. What do y'all think about the teacher in this story? Crystal, I'm gonna start with you.
I don't think. I think it's his first year, is what I think. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Giving first year energy. He doesn't seem very attentive or aware of what's really going on.
I'm getting substitute energy, Jazz. What you doing? What you think?
I'm gonna say a temp. He is a temp. Hey, you know what? Let's go further. He is an intern. Because, sir, this boy is drawing all these pictures and he's not hearing him. And the fact that he had to get some type of knowledge, or I guess security from another classmate. She was like, yo, just draw everybody who you scared of and burn it. He took that burning into soul food. We're gonna discuss that next month. But like, she's like, him and a stove, we see what happens every time. But when the teacher, like, the drawing just fell on the floor, like, first off, how you come in my space judging my drawings, and then when you walk away, my drawing fall on the floor and you don't pick it up? So he was rude too. Like, I peeped.
So I think this is the first time I caught this, but he picked his paper up, and I guess because it was because there was a little boy, he crumpled it up, and you hear a kid scream.
Yeah.
And
I missed the child scream.
Yeah, that was my first time catching it. You hear the child scream, and the next immediate scene is, man, I don't know what happened. He just fell, both legs and arms got broke.
He got some weak bones. Yo, that was Walter. Like, yo, he said, how does he break all of that?
I don't call that man bones weak. That's a kid.
Hey, he must have ain't drink no milk. Milk does a body good.
He needs some milk. Oh,
yeah. Need some milk. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, the power of drawing.
You said that was your first time catching that when you did your recent rewatch?
Yeah, the scream. I knew he hurt the kid. I didn't know the scream. I never heard that.
Scream was serious. Like, he was, that boy is never walking again.
Ever. If you look anything like the nowhere, buddy.
So, is this something that you guys would do? If you could draw a picture and kind of control it, is this something that one of y'all would do?
You don't wield that kind of power.
You don't get to bring them to you. You can just control what happens with the picture.
Jason, I feel like you're indirectly asking us, do we practice voodoo and voodoo dolls? No. Okay. But if anybody knows a YouTube video,
you can YouTube anything these days.
Oh, I know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Carly, watch your YouTubes and your Googles. They check all of them.
Yeah, don't use your own, sis. Like, you should probably got her picture, her profile. They just like looked at everything. She ain't made no burner or nothing. Stupid ass.
Hey, okay, so since we here, would y'all take the Candace Owens deal?
What's her deal?
If Carly come and tell her where she was at for them 2 days, she'll pay y'all.
Still what? You can't even get it out.
I haven't heard. Is this real?
It is. If she goes on Candace Owens' show and tells her where she was at for them 2 days, she'll pay off all her fines.
Oh, I'll be on Miss Candace show.
Yes, I would go.
I ain't got it.
They gonna up her charges. She go on there, motherfucker, boy.
That's Candace's problem.
What you No. It's not Candace. It's Carly's problem. If Carly go in there,
my bills?
She said she gonna pay the fine, the $20,000. Like, she has a $20,000 fine currently. There's no telling what may happen if she go up in there and get to telling them what she really was doing.
That's not enough money, then.
She gonna be with the little boy that's been on a tour in Florida, taking all these parties. What, the boyfriend? He was having like some
her boyfriend. Yeah, he's doing appearances.
He was doing club appearances.
They not together no more though. Wait, he live in Florida?
I don't know where he stayed. I thought it was Florida. It sounded like some Florida shit though.
Oh,
you looking for him?
Nah, he look kind of good though. But nah, I'm looking for him.
He cute, but I ain't checking for him.
Is he in Tampa?
Look at the
What's the distance?
Which Target is that?
Can I drive or do I need to fly? I'm
this
just
nigga here. This nigga here, man. But the next scene, the teacher goes to Walter's house to speak with the parents and like a great adult should do. We see Miss Paula J pulls up to the door. What did you think about this scene, Crystal?
First of all, she was like dripping wet. So I was like, is the shower right next to the front door? And how'd she get to the door that quick? I didn't understand. And she was like, I don't know. She was ready, like, for whatever. Like, she was living out a fantasy for sure.
She bold. I was like,
ma'am, you don't even know this man. Why are you this ready?
You know why. You know why if you keep going in the story.
Well,
but she was bold though. Like how you living so how you living there reckless? Tina would never. That's not a good joke to make.
It wasn't. Nope. It wasn't. We gonna keep moving though. But nah, she was wilding. Like when she opened up that door, I was just like, okay, sis, homeboy could come home any moment. Any moment. And I guess he trusts you enough to use this is the teacher excuse. I wonder how many women got that off and it was actually not the teacher, or it wasn't the teacher of the kid.
It's probably some still getting that off.
Probably. That seemed like a solid lie.
Or they can be like my guy Glenn Turman in JD's Revenge. He'd be like, I fucked your bitch, nigga.
What is that?
He saw that on the timeline, yo.
It was like an old 70s horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy from Different World, the sergeant, the army military guy. Yeah, he was wilding in the 70s. He was wild in the 70s. But yeah, man, this teacher talking to the mom. Did y'all suspect the mom, Esther, the villain in this?
Nah, I didn't.
After a while, I didn't.
Yeah, I definitely was like, damn, the mom, they kind of, but that's red herring. They got to make it appear.
I mean, that would have been a solid twist though, if it was her.
Yeah.
I don't know how
who was gonna get the child.
You said what?
Who was gonna get the child? Now the baby ain't got a mama or daddy.
I mean,
I wasn't even thinking that far, but I'm just thinking that far.
It could have been the teacher. The teacher could
take him. The teacher could take. That's how it always happened. Matilda.
Why was I? This has nothing to do with it, but I was like losing Isaiah, but I was like, that's nothing to do with it.
No.
Holiday Heart.
I mean, yeah.
I got the bike.
You got two daddies.
I got the bike holiday.
Bike, Walter, get the bike.
But yeah, man, like I said, the teacher talking to the mama, he clumsy. Like, bitch, no, that ain't clumsy. That nigga coming this bitch with bruises, all types of bruises. I'm at the beating this boy ass. Like these ain't them type of bruises.
I'm not making light of domestic violence. This morning, when I was going to the bathroom, didn't have my glasses on. My door was cracked. I can't see. I was this close to running smooth in between my eyes into the door.
Yeah, and that'll black both your eyes. Be careful.
You would have been like sis in that Avant video.
Or broken nose, it could have been bad.
Yes, please keep your glasses on, Crystal, at all times. I don't know what jazz on, but
y'all know what video.
So teacher talking to teacher. I guess the teacher is about to leave. As the man pull up as her boyfriend pulls up to the house, not the dad, of course. And she opens the door. He's like, "Damn, bitch, you ain't gonna greet me?
Why ain't you open it?" What?
So this is David Alan Grier, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm. So in this scene, this is the first time where I saw him in anything serious, because I'm so used to seeing him at the time, of course, in Living Color, where he's funny as hell, and like in Boomerang.
Blank Man.
Yes. So all comedic roles. But in this, when he was punching all of them in their face, now Back then it was punching in the face, but now I don't know what he was just like,
he got a bunch of these off. This was his go-to move. Move to the nose.
I think he was scared. I think he was trying to be careful. He said,
change his mind.
Jason, do it again. I'm gonna react. Yo.
Hey man, imagine getting bullied and the bully start bullying the people you come to get help.
Yo, like, he fucked up everybody in the house. He beat up everybody. Listen, that was a fight scene, right? Well, shit, I don't know. They just beat his ass. Like,
hey man, look. He whooped the teacher ass, and then he went and got his belt. He's I'm to show y'all how he whoops some ass.
Right.
What you feel say?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, yeah, but I ain't gonna lie though. The funniest part though, he went to Walter's room. He said, "So you just trying motherfuckers any kind of way?"
Yo, he was mad as shit at the drawing.
Mad.
But hey, did y'all catch the tattoo that said monster? Like, nigga, how you mad at me for calling you monster? You got it tatted on your arm.
He was hot. Bruh. Because nowhere in there do you look at him and be like, that's the boyfriend.
I was just like, so you wanted Walter, did he miss out a muscle or something? Like, you was mad at he didn't draw you well enough.
Bruh. He said, "You just trying motherfuckers any kind of way, huh?"
But I thought it was cool, like when he got into the room, his shadow was him in his monster form.
Yeah.
And then it just switched to him being a regular nigga again.
His voice did the switch too.
It did.
Right.
Oh man, but after he done whoop the teacher.
He beat his ass slow. Like the blood came out of his face slow. Like it was like they slow motion on them scenes.
He whooped the mama. He done whooped Walter. He finna go give mama some more.
Oh, that lady, I'm gonna show you how I whoop somebody. Sure, you already did. She don't need to see no more.
He said, bitch, with the pot in his hand. That's when Walter, it was Walter, right? He folded it.
Yeah, he folded it.
Yeah.
He folded it and broke his arm. And I was like, oh shit. Man, that was funny. That was too funny.
That looked crazy how he just like, Walter was like, oh, I'm about to fuck you up with this. Folded him all the way till he was on the ground. He was like, oh, you think this shit is funny?
This ain't over, sir. How you getting out of it? I don't know.
He was still talking big shit as he was on the floor.
You know what? I've come to appreciate motherfuckers that stand on they as people like to say today, they stand on business. I appreciate people that don't switch up, because oftentimes a motherfucker pull a gun on a person that's been talking, or they've been, they do something crazy, the person been talking crazy, and then they switch up. No, stay the same, stay true to who you are, to be you through and through. And the monster, he stuck to it. He stuck to it all the way through the bitter end.
Yeah, nah, like, nigga, your head is on the ground, like your body is, you are a pretzel.
Literally, a pretzel knot.
Is that what men be thinking when they be like, I'm gonna wrap you up like a pretzel? Like that nigga from...
No, it's actually, well, you know what, I'm not gonna talk about that. You know, Kristen, don't you? All right, so when what I was going to say was, the mama was like, but we can't call the police. They're not going to believe us. Bitch, all y'all got black eyes. They would know.
Wait. Why couldn't you just let them come in the house and see this motherfucker wrapped on the floor talking? I would have sold his ass to the fair. I would have sold his damn gummy pretzel ass to the fair.
The teacher gonna like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it. Throw it on this.
That's
Walter,
not what happened.
You know what to do.
Right. Why did the teacher walk to the stove?
Walter, you know what to do.
Big Mama told me not to put the towel on the stove. It started fires. Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Man, they like this. Like a lot of the stuff it almost felt like a big ass PSA for Black people in this movie.
Was
like
it not?
Like a dare? Like, you remember the dare, the drug thing?
I was
drug
in the
awareness?
club.
This what it felt like for Black folks in this whole movie. Like, it was, nigga, don't be careful with fires and on stairs.
But you needed the fire so that you could burn the monster. But I'm not gonna lie, they love this boy. Cries in everything I've seen him in, and I've only think I remember seeing him in 2 things when he was younger. This is Soul Food, but he was Michael Jordan. He was in Bad Boys, wasn't he? Was he in Bad Boys, the first movie? I have to look it up. I might have made that up.
I know for sure he was in the first Space Jam. He was Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't think he was crying in that.
He ain't crying though. Well, his dad already passed, so he was an adult. So
somebody always dying around that little boy too.
It ain't his fault. He ain't writing these scripts.
I'm just saying.
He's saying yes to it though. He's like, he probably be like scoping
he ain't
it out.
The only one typecast.
Right.
So, question: since we talking about typecast and kids and all this good stuff in the 90s, this is probably gonna be hard, but y'all probably can figure out who was your favorite kid actor in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Raven Simone. She said that how you say her middle name, but I'm gonna say it.
She done changed it up on this.
It's like Simone or something like that.
I don't want to.
I'm just telling you what they said.
It's like Ariana Grande trying to change her. Like, you should have been saying that in every song. Ariana Grande. Like, you could have got that off. Don't
Grande. Well, her name is Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's been a few years since I knew that, but this is first time I can ever tell somebody. Boom.
Okay. Good job.
Useless information.
I don't think I have one or one's coming to mind. I mean, maybe Macaulay Culkin. He's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, he probably was the biggest from when we was kids. Page Master, Richie Rich, Home Alone.
Who was that? Page Master.
We watched it so much in elementary school. It was a cartoon. Well, he was a real person who went into a cartoon. Got stuck in a book. I watched the school a lot.
It was pretty good.
Man. I know that nigga. What's the cousin Skeeter? What's it? What's your boy name?
Richard. Oh.
Yeah.
Him.
I'm gonna pick his goof ass because I went to go see Light It Up.
Oh, you talking about Arnaz?
Yeah. I went to go see Light It Up.
Yo, that had me. I was in tears,
bro. That entire night, I cried the entire night because first off, we went to the movies with my best friend, his mom. I didn't want to see Light It Up. Pokemon had just dropped, so I'm in Pokemon. I'm crying the entire movie watching Pokemon. They done kill Ash. Everybody crying, trying to the tears is what brought. I'm like, yeah, my tears helped do that. Like, I helped bring Ash back to life. I leave out their movie is still going. So I go in here and they right at the scene where they finna go to the roof. Usher on the roof, got Forrest Whitaker, and Robert is on the roof as well. And then they killed them. I said, what? Ain't the cousin Skeeter? No, they done killed everybody. They done tried to kill everybody. Like,
it seems like a lot to take in as a kid at a young age. That's a lot of like, damn.
I was like 8 or 9. Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm sorry that happened to you. His story was really sad. Like, people don't talk about Light It Up, but Light It Up was actually a pretty good movie.
What is it about?
He is
kids they had school. Yeah. And they kids in school, they a fight broke out, a gun was shot, and the police they were to get taken in. Something's gonna happen to the kids. So what they did is they took Forrest Whitaker hostage and locked the school up, like Joe Jackson, not Joe Jackson, but Joe from what's that movie? Lean on Me. They locked the school up to keep people from out of it. So the entire movie is them fighting that. Why in the movie that's fake, they have subtitles of what happened to these kids at the end?
You said
The
why
story
do they
lives
have
on.
that?
Yeah, like because
A lot of movies do that. They let you know what happens to the
no,
characters.
but why? Like Coach Carter, Coach Carter made sense. You know what I mean? That was a real story.
I like when movies do that, personally.
Don't write me nothing.
Why?
Let them niggas go to jail.
What
and let that be the
I want to know if Rosario Dawson character got into school or not, or if her record is completely fucked up. After an hour and a half, I am emotionally committed to these motherfuckers. Like Iggy, his abusive father, which is why he. I don't plan on watching this, do you, Crystal?
What is this? Are we talking about? Oh no,
I ain't watching it. It's a whole bunch of black people.
Okay, I ain't watching it.
Usher, that was when Usher was dropping those high school movies up, because he dropped The Faculty, and then he was in Light It Up. They was like, keep that nigga in school.
they were trying to keep them album sales, man. 20 years later, 30 years later, nigga, he's still relevant. Super Bowl coming up soon. You ever say Pay It Forward, Jazz?
I know, no, but I know what movie you're talking about.
Got you. That's another one that'll hit you here, hit you in the chest. Story number 3.
Wait, before we go on, I just have one closing statement to say.
And
if I was the teacher in the second story, if I ever saw Walter drawing a picture of me, it would immediately go up on my wall. I would just have a wall full of me's, because it ain't no way I'm letting him put me on a piece of paper and take it anywhere out of my sight.
You put it on the wall, you put it in the refrigerator, you put it somewhere you can keep it.
No, that's gonna be my I know exactly, and I know how many. I'm watching him.
I probably tell him, hey, don't drop me, bro. Bro, don't drop me.
Now you the monster.
I'm gonna make a drawing of that little nigga, and I'm gonna be like, checkmate.
I can do it too.
I can do it too. And I got more expensive color pencils, bitch.
I wish they would have went more. I wish they would have went more into how you can tether a person to it. It's just shit. He just draw a picture. You could just, because a motherfucker could be anywhere just drawing pictures and crumpling shit up. You be like, damn, why are these kids dying?
Do you think more than one monster died? Because what if the monster gotta have family? So Walter may have drawn like, all right. So his brother could have died somewhere else, minding a monster ass business.
And how many kids has it, or how many people has that little girl killed? That's the real question. Because how she know it worked?
The classmate. Questions that need answers.
Hey, look, she said, I done drew some pictures and people stopped showing up.
That's why nobody sit beside that bitch in class.
You thought it was because she eat glue. No, this bitch is killing everybody.
She's a killer. Jason says because she eat glue. Yo.
No, this bitch is a killer, a cold-blooded killer at that.
Serial killer. Okay.
This bitch got number 2 pencils and markers and she ain't killing all the kids.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if they would have made part 2, like her story, that would have been dope. That would have been dope.
We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about part 2s, 3s, and 4s here soon. Not shit. But story 3, roll into it. Do you think this possibly motivated Toy Story?
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
I'll save my comment for what I think it motivated.
All right, go ahead, Crystal.
No. Continue. No. I have a moment for it. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, I think this piggybacked off of Puppet Master, which was a horror movie that dropped, I think, earlier than this movie. But no, I don't think it motivated Toy Story at all whatsoever. If you saw this and said, oh shit, Toy Story, that's a great idea. I mean, that's a wild inspiration.
And they came out around the same time as well. So it was just funny. The dog was laying like them the entire movie until that bitch started springing legs
and floating, gliding, playing across the wood floors.
I will say this: the fact that you could hear it running, those steps, scary as shit. I don't have to even see it. That's when you use audio to kind of scare your audience, because it was just like And he wasn't walking slow. Like, this little motherfucker ran track.
He was scurrying. He was scurrying his ass through there.
He was a runner.
You're running. You're
running.
So I do. Okay, so one thing I do I liked is he said, which was, I feel like this may have, I don't know if this was an ode to Chucky or whatnot, but he was like, the doll is a place for the doll is a place for a soul to survive until it can move on. And that's pretty much what Charles did with the Chucky doll. Like, he knew he was going to die, so he went ahead and put his essence into something else to later on take another body, which I'm kind of funny. And they ain't never find another body to take, but whatever. Or was it like rules to the body he can get back into?
You mean which doll, or like picking a human to get into?
A human, because his whole goal was to get into a person body at some point.
I think it's because by the time he realized he had been Chucky for 20 years, he never got old. He never died. So why even get into a human body when you could possibly die or get old? So being in a doll made him invincible in a way.
Yeah. So this episode, this story starts off about affirmative action. Jazz, what was your reaction to this politician's reaction or thoughts to affirmative action?
Man, a lot of people have that mentality. They really do. And I just be sitting here like, well, if everybody had started at the same spot at the starting line, you wouldn't need things like affirmative action. But let's be honest, like, y'all motherfuckers know y'all give certain people more of an advance than others. Like, let's just be honest about it. So, but folks just be lying and just be like, no, because that white kid could have had a chance, but we needed more black people. Billy has a 1.5. That motherfucker's stupid. He can play a little golf. He's not good at basketball. I don't know why he's on both teams. Oh, because his dad sends money to the school. Like, come on. But I thought it was wild that his assistant was black.
Yeah.
Granted, he's a light-skinned black that kind of.
Whenever he show up, he always got something sneaky going on.
Uncle Tom ass.
Yeah. But a lot of the stuff he was saying was like, woo. Because he was just like, get them off my lawn. If they put this much effort in finding a job, we wouldn't have welfare. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers act like black people are the only ones on welfare.
Bruh.
The majority that use it.
Exactly. Like, we're not even the majority on it.
There's some trailer park teeth missing motherfuckers out there that's on it.
It's some other they ain't got to be their chance. They living in nice houses and doing it. It's just the system is played differently a little bit on that side. But
there
hey,
you go.
But hey, excuse me. So we find out that the gentleman was a former, air quote, member of the Ku Klux Klan, and he lives in a former plantation. It was kind of interesting with hearing this because I recently watched The Burial with Jamie Foxx. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but without saying too much, there's a scene which kind of explains what they said about the bodies in the field. A lot of people in those smaller towns, not backwoods, but in the South, they preserved those places, so they don't put nothing on it. And oftentimes people go in and they do that. Like, they go in, put houses, build stuff, dig those things up, disturbing graves. But of course, we didn't have, like you said, Jazz, we weren't afforded those options to be able to go and buy a headstone, get a tombstone, get a casket. Hell, it just put us in the dirt, cover us up. So they try to preserve those reservations. So this scene, this part here, this is the one I really didn't like pay attention to. Like, as a kid, I just knew he was doing some fucked up stuff. I didn't know what the fucked up stuff was. But now that I see it, and after watching that, this entire thing hit a little different for me. And you got this one gentleman outside. He was going crazy. Miss Cobbs don't want no peace. We want reparations. We want reparations, and she gonna get it. What you gonna say, Kristen? Like you couldn't?
No, I am just laughing because at least one person in each of the stories sounded like a slave, and I didn't understand why.
Wait,
they're probably his uncles, the writer's uncles.
who sounded like a slave in the last story?
The dude that said he broke
He broke all his bones. He got weak bones. He sounded like he was gonna go. I don't.
Yeah, he sounded like what TV stereotypically makes a black person in the South that may have been owned by some whites for a long time and didn't get no education sound like. Good. But then, like I said, so we got this. Well, hold on, wait. We get this the actual story of why this house is so important. He said after the Civil War, then they had to release the slaves, and the man in the house got so mad he began to kill his. He kill, slay, just murder, massacre. Pretty sure that's something that was probably heavy back in the day into how they was treating people. And the secret was Miss Cobbs was transferring the people that passed away into the dolls, so they can have an actual soul. And of course, leaving them in the actual grave, not messing with them, that allows them to rest. Excuse me. But then the white man gonna say, I think all that story just get ass to the Southern charm. And I was just like, bro, he was landing on thick in that. So I know for me, I could, like, if I was an actor, it's certain stuff I would have no, I'm not doing it. Like, it's certain shit I just wouldn't do. Like, it's kind of wild to ask a black person what you do, but I don't know. Like, I couldn't imagine myself saying. I mean, I don't know. And I guess it's kind of selling out too, though, right? Like, but it's acting.
If you're acting, no, I would say that it's not, in my opinion, because you're playing a role. And so I think it's important for Black stories to be told with Black representation. And so if you're able to put yourself in that space, why are you smiling?
So what's white representation for 1860? 1860?
Listen, they gotta tap in to their ancestors, I guess, and just be like, what were y'all like? I mean, you gotta ask them, like, you know what I'm saying? But right. I mean, yeah. So, because that's just like somebody portraying a coon. That's just,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't imagine myself like that's the road. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, you think all right, never mind. Okay, what are two roles you feel like you can't imagine yourself being in a movie?
I couldn't see myself dressing like a woman.
Okay.
And I couldn't be a coon. I probably like them. Those two are the ones I know for a fact. I would be okay with me portraying a gay man. Like, we just can't be having there couldn't be any sexuals. I wouldn't do the sexual scene. Like, there couldn't be. I couldn't do Trevante. That's all I'm saying.
Trevante didn't even do that much. I don't even know what you're tripping about, because they ain't even really. Nah.
He gave the man some head.
He what?
He gave the man head.
Nah, that was nah. I don't remember that scene. I think you made that shit up. Like, that might have been off camera. You nah.
Not
you tried it. Yo, Krista, relax. Oh, Krista, do you have two
I probably couldn't do anything where they flying off the hard ERs. I don't. my flesh would probably like crawl off of my body. And then I probably, well, I know, no horror. No thanks. I'm okay.
Horror? Oh yeah, I definitely do a horror. What about you, Jess?
Horror would definitely be my first role. I would say I would not do anything that has any kind of violence towards a child or any kind of predatorial type of scene. And yeah, I think a coon.
Oh yeah, though that too. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I could be. Well, it depends on. I was gonna say who am I cooning on? Who's the co-star? I might
Chris Evans.
Wait, what? How would he? What do you mean? Oh, so I'm like cooning for him?
Yeah.
He's married, and is his beard in the movie too?
Yeah, his beard. It's okay. So I'm giving you, excuse me,
Monsters Ball.
Crystal, you gotta relax. All right. Okay. So what's the next scene? We ain't gotta. You're real. Why? So,
I was gonna give you Chris Evans from what's the mystery movie?
Oh,
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
I was gonna say Chris. That's the Chris Evans in Monsters Ball. You Halle Berry. Y'all remaking this. You Halle Berry.
You really like.
Like
it wouldn't sound like that. It wouldn't sound like that.
Okay, do it for me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Come on.
Yo, this is not what we're doing here. No.
I want you to do it. Come on.
Jason.
I want to hear you. I want to hear what make me feel good. Come on, make me feel good. Let me hear Jazz. Okay, Jazz, come on. Sing. Go.
Yo, that is sick. I am not going to act like now if it was Trevante. Actually, no. This is not why we're here.
Okay, so Jonathan Majors beat the charges. Now, how about you do it now?
He's with Megan. Nah, it's Trevante. He's single right now. So look, back to the movie. So we get this story. I was thinking about doing it too, but I was like, nah, that might be crazy.
Crystal, you supposed to push with me.
All right, so
my bad.
You over here laughing and
shit.
You.
I got you. My bad. It was funny. Next time, I got you.
So he's pretty much asking, like, with this kind of story, have you seen any of the dolls around the house? And so he's just like, I done went through the whole house. I ain't found none of them little nigglets. Or did he call them Negro dolls?
So, Nigglets was dropped somewhere in that
right.
little short. Because I was like, they were saying that back then.
I was actually going to mention that because I was like, he said, niggling, and I was like, damn, I'm glad that shit ain't catch on.
Oh, you didn't like that?
No. We say niglet. I feel like, and maybe that's where the
niggling don't sound as fun, but niglet sound like it got some good seasoning onto it. Like, look at little nigglets run.
Lowry's.
Listen, made with love. That shit got some Cajun seasoning in that too, but that niglet. Now, niggling?
Popeyes, essentially.
Niggling sounds unseasoned as hell.
Man.
Probably was.
But the gentleman that y'all were referring to, he was teaching the guy how to maneuver. Basically, like he almost felt like he was a HR, not a PR guy. This kind of is. You think that?
That's what I thought he was, or either a trail manager. What is it called? Campaign manager. Something like
that.
Yeah, because he was trying to teach him how to maneuver. So he kind of went into the story of him. He asked him, so does your past, being a member of the Ku Klux Klan, doesn't have any bearings on anything? It was like, well, we all got a past now, don't we? He looked conniving as fuck when he said it.
Don't he look like he could be Homelander's uncle? He's giving me Homelander vibes.
So you didn't watch
Boys?
John Cena show.
Oh,
he kind of remind me of the daddy in there because he was like nigga had superpowers. He was super racist as well, like wild racist. Like yeah, but they say that's why the crazy backstory. But So the campaign manager, we're gonna call him the campaign manager. He said, "Record me, and I'm gonna show you how you finesse this situation." And as he's telling him how to finesse it, he gets tripped down the stairs.
All right, y'all. Like, all right.
Yeah. Go for
How?
it.
Like, you got
the nigga hit every wall going down.
Every wall, every step, but your hand could not grab onto the handrail. And his arms was frailing in the air. Like, did you not? Anytime I got steps, I fell down them shits at least 3 times. 2 of them, I caught the handrail, and I saved my life to where I didn't end up like this gentleman.
So what happened to that one time you didn't catch him?
Oh man, I was a do.
Wait, so that sounded like you was kind of in the middle. You traveled along.
It was like 4 steps, and I was just sitting down there like, goodness gracious. And I think I was carrying something, but I didn't spill it.
Maybe this is his one. Maybe this is his one. He fucked it up. But did y'all see the doll initially?
Yes.
I didn't know, not on my first watch, but when I saw like when it was playing,
it was just stupid, looking stupid.
Like, how you trip over that? You stupid ass. He should have died. Like, come on.
I want to see how it hit him. Like, did it knock him in the foot, or did it like grab his shoe? Because I'm curious, like, how strong were these dolls?
They ain't even Chucky size, bro. Like, come on.
They not.
They tried to lose. They tried to lose.
I mean, them niggas though that season to make them stronger.
But of course, he goes to the funeral. He's leaving out. The politician is leaving out the funeral, and they asked him, "Is he afraid of the ghosts?" I wanted him to say, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts." That would have been a nice little Ghostbuster reference. But of course, he said, "Only spooks I'm scared of are spooky reporters."
I thought he was gonna get that spook comment. I was like, "Sir, you need to reel it in."
And I'm finna say that I feel like that was racist as well. Like him saying that, but they let him get that off. No, what's the call? And he go pull a Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? And I feel like one of the people said it as well, like the way he said it. As he got in the car and he see their first doll. Like, how y'all reacted if y'all see y'all in the house where dolls are known to be, and you see a doll in the car?
I would think somebody fucking with me. I'd be like, all right, y'all. Like, my homie just died.
Who would it be? Because the one who would do it is dead. Yeah, I'm getting out that car.
I'm burning that dog.
He just threw it
also, that should have happened early.
Leaving, I'm moving at this point too, because hey, I like you to play with me. And then, they were saying that the man said they want their reparations. And he was like, no, the dog gonna get, the dogs will get it. The dog's gonna get the dog's gonna be the reparations for us. I'm like, nah, the reparations, my nigga, don't speak for yourself. Give me the money. You even said some jazz? I feel like you.
I was trying to think, like, if he decided to be like, all right, y'all, what kind of reparations do y'all want? Would the dog, and if he stayed in the house, would they still have killed him?
Yes.
Most certainly so. Like, yeah. Most certainly so.
Even if he would have paid the reparations?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do governors have the power to do that? Just be like, I'm doing it.
Hell no. The president just pulled back his goddamn.
No. I mean, you could do it locally. You probably got to get like the local government and everything to sign off on it. If you wanted to like pay anything.
California got some going.
Yeah, California.
But I don't know like
crazy fucking
how
laws.
far it like where it has to go to actually get approved.
Interesting.
So they definitely got to get a budget. But
yeah, man. So he makes it back to the house. He rewatching the video of his friend that just passed away. And as he's going, he see the doll in the video. And then he think like, damn, that motherfucker was in my car. And then he look at the picture on the wall, and the doll ain't there no more. And then we get this one scene of the doll breathing, panting, and running through the grass.
I missed that.
It makes it more eerie. It's like you see the doll is making its way back into the house, and it know all the secret ways to get in the house.
Oh, I missed all of that.
Yeah, dog. And you hear the feet.
Oh wait, no, I did see that because the feet what brought me back into that.
Yeah, and then what you say, Jeff?
I was gonna say he actually knocked on the door.
Polite as hell.
He said he knocked on the door. The dude opened it, and then you hear the steps. And then
I'm mad he didn't see him.
How you not see a black dog run past your feet?
Bro, I'm just thinking like you know saying a roach, you see a roach or something like that, they go past you, bro. The fuck is that? Like he seen nothing. This motherfucker ran so fast. He's sitting on the steps, just sitting like, bitch, could fuck you up.
Listen, I would have left so fucking fast. I would have just said, "You got it." I don't need like it's you. It's you.
Because he was looking at him like, bro, I'm for the fuck you up.
And he didn't even have a welcoming ass niglet face. It looked scary as hell. Like you could see the teeth, and he had that face as if like he done had some challenges. So right.
And then he was like, you think some voodoo bitch finna scare me out my house?
That's why I just be like, can't be talking shit. Because I know you said, look, I like somebody that's consistent. If you're going to talk shit to the end, talk shit to the end. No. He should have taken his racist ass on. He was talking way too much shit.
Hey, nah, he was big boy talking. So he makes it into the room. He takes the flag. He takes it to the picture. Now, no disrespect. Originally, didn't that woman kind of look like Maya Angelou?
No.
Ain't had no Nicholas coming to my house tonight, so I don't know what the hell you talking about. I ain't agreeing.
That's not even. I'm not even trying to be this. I'm just saying, kind of. I was like, damn. I wonder if that was mirrored after her because it kind of looked like her. No disrespect. I'm just saying it did. Now when she came out the wall, I was like, damn, she don't look nothing like Maya Angelou when she came out the wall. But while he's admiring this picture that's bleeding from the wall, the doll is hanging on the chandelier, coming from him,
ready to get active
with the falcon punch.
How did he get up there? Like, yo, like
he just jumped,
Spider-Man.
Do you think they be practicing at night? Like each of them jump out the picture, they be like, all right, you go up there and let's see how far you can jump. Like
he probably heard all kind of shit in the house.
You gotta spin it though.
Do a backflip.
So then he grabs the doll after he was biting on him and put him on the little board, whatever the billiard board, whatever the board is, to throw darts at, and he shot him. He's gonna shoot his nigger balls off. Now, why did he shoot him once? Like I would have burnt the house up at that point. Like, cause it's the curse is real.
It's real.
Burn the house down. Like, well, you know what? That's not right, Jason. But if I was the man, I would have burnt the house down, and I would have left it. Cause you done disturb some things once you shot this mom. Like you disturb some. He go back to the room, and he sees some more of the dolls missing.
Oh shit. He know he don't fuck up.
Wait, I got a question. I'm gonna ask Crystal. Let me get to you first. When you saw this scene, when you saw him walk back into that room and half the little motherfuckers was out of the painting, what was your first thought?
I was dying laughing because what do we like? He already saw the one missing, so he know what's up. He know what's up, but he don't know where they at. So I was laughing very hard, and now it's time to figure out where these little black people are.
And this MF, instead of leaving, he locks himself in the room with the painting. Bruh, clearly, when they leave this painting, they go into the floor. They have nowhere else. There's nowhere else in the house they spawning, bro. This is not Call of Duty. This ain't Grand Theft Auto. They're not just popping up everywhere throughout the house.
Yeah, I guess he thought they had a checkpoint of the attic and they would come down. I don't know what he was thinking. It wasn't a very good process.
And then this bitch ass nigga just laid down. He was like, man, fuck it.
So 20 black dolls coming at you, about to bite you up. What, like, how are you?
Jazz, I'm fighting to the bitter end. I don't care what I'm fighting to the bitter end.
That man was tired. He was like, I've been fighting my whole life.
He didn't really try though. He dropped the bullets on the way, but he dropped every last bullet.
Looking at something this big, the size of your glasses. They ain't even Chucky size. Not heavy. He could have picked that joint up, pulled the legs off, pulled the head off. Made him fight too.
He's sitting there thinking, like, I'm actually getting attacked by a doll. So, I mean, his reflexes is delayed.
They delayed, all right.
This is what I was gonna say earlier to answer your question about what show do I think was inspired. Whenever I saw all the little dolls ready to like get him, I was like, not the cast of PJs jumping this man.
Yo,
that's what it looked like.
I like that. I will say this. So special effects in this movie was ass. It was the 90s. I have to give it that. But I do think the claymation was done pretty well. I do think the dolls was done pretty well, in my opinion. It was kind of weird to see when he interacted with the doll, because then it was like, all right, now it's kind of blended to, was kind of fucked up. But outside of that, I liked how they animated the dolls and how they was running and whatnot. I do appreciate that.
He really went back into the room, running away from one doll in a room full of dolls.
All of them.
Why didn't you just go out the front door?
This reminds me of I know you probably don't like that franchise, but the Mark one, Paranormal Activity, the Mark one. He was running from the ghost bitches, and then he went into the room. It was a ghost family. Like they was in there in the whole room. They just looked at him. He was like, he kind of ran out, and his daughter killed him. But yeah, yeah. The number 3 is really good to me. But we gotta check back in with our crew, Jazz. The crew kind of like getting restless. Like, damn, nigga, you out here telling a story. Nigga, I came here for that bread. Like, what are you doing? In this.
I mean, they just like, look, we ain't trying to hear all this. But some of them is really interested in the stories. Until they see a story, they're like, oh, I already know how this gonna end.
Hey, that's pretty good. Like I know how this story ends. Nigga, we ain't gotta hear this. Just give me the bread.
But then they wanted to know, what all does he know? So I thought that was actually dope how they had that to be the last story, and how they was able to like draw it all in. So
so when we get into this story, man, we see Hakeem riding down the street with a K on top of his head, which was weird. Like this was so
janky.
Like who puts a K in the front of their head? Like, you know.
Stop it, because if Drake came out tomorrow with a D on his head, niggas would eat that shit up.
They did with the heart.
Right.
Eat the D up?
Yeah, they might. They might like it.
See what you did there.
But I mean, like if you put the K at least at the hairline, that would have been hard. But like in the middle of your shit,
it wouldn't have.
He crazy Kato, so he gonna do something crazy.
Clearly another K. But RP to Lamont, because he did pass away. Not too long after this. A few years, but not too long. And he sees his op. He sees his op in the street. He following him. Like, this nigga was gangster as hell. Like, you gonna follow your op and pull up on him. RP to him as well, because he passed away. And you know, he of course he murders him out there, but of course he murdered him in front of his ops house. They pull out. Now, Crystal, this is your first time watching. Did you catch this?
I did.
Okay, so you did catch it. Okay, so
you talking about the killers?
Yes.
Yeah, I caught that.
Okay, so all right, so Jazz, this is where my brain went back, and I'm like, this is how they died, right? I thought this is how they got killed. Like they got killed. The cop shot them. They died, and I'm like, man, when I was a kid, I probably would never caught that. But if you see when they running away, it's them very clear. But if you pay attention, it's really them like when they show in the shadow, even though they try to shadow them out.
I think it's like how it has the scene is set up. It has you under the impression of it was cops there and they got killed. So it's like, why are we following people that are dead? So, but then we realized them niggas is dead, but they wanted us to think that they was alive. They're actually in hell. Getting some good stories.
Damn, that's crazy. So hell ain't that bad.
Did you see the end? Did you finish when he was finishing the tails? Nah, my nigga, that ain't nowhere you want to be. So
right. I don't want to be there.
Nah, they arms waving. Like
Stacey gave a great performance. That's all I was he gave his all in his role.
Yeah.
So they leave. Hakeem doesn't die. He gets arrested though. And of course he went to jail. I don't know what kind of jail he was in. Looked like they built that in the backyard or something. And put him in there. He was doing sit-ups. He wasn't doing he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him if he wants to go in this behavioral modification. Because once he goes through it, he can then be released he can get released from jail. Now, this story, it makes me think of Playtest. I believe, is it Playtest? I don't know. It made me think of Black Mirror, the episode with Russell when he went into that game and it played out what his thoughts were in there.
And he was in that house.
Yeah, he kept. I think it was his mom. He was scared of his mom or something like that. But
is this from the new season?
No, it's like season 2 or 3.
Oh, back when it was good.
Ruby was on that one. I think Jazz, you told me that Ruby from Lovecraft Country. She was the one that put him inside the actual.
Yes.
Inside the thing.
I think it was the same season where you got White Christmas.
Nah, see, White Christmas, that season was entirely about one story, and it just went the whole time. So it couldn't have been that one.
What you mean?
Like every story linked to that last story. Like every story was tied to that one story. Like that entire season connected. Like
got you. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like
that's right. Because you got the Black Museum tied everything together.
Yeah. I just saying that, so that had to be season 3 then. That I think that was the peak. That was peak for people that watched. I didn't finish it, but I've enjoyed the ones I've seen. So if y'all was in jail, life in prison, y'all going through a behavior modification system or class? Crystal, asking you first.
Well, I'm just thinking about me in jail. That's a sight.
You gangster.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I don't like the name of it, but yeah, I'll go if I can get out early.
What if it was we have an early release program? Crystal, are you joining?
Yeah. That sounds indicting.
In jail. All right. Jazz, what about you?
Well, yeah, what I got to lose? If I can get out early? Look, I'm not gonna lie. If I would have went through this shit, he would have went through. Just the first test would have had me like, all right, y'all, I learned my lesson. I'm good. I'm sorry. I will never do it again. Like
he doubled down. I want to kill him again.
He was like, fuck all of y'all. Like, wait a minute.
Oh, give a fuck. Oh, Hakeem? He was on my leash. I was like, this nigga, who is this nigga? Like,
that's range. Because like 2 different roles to where, wait a minute, I just seen you in something where you were saying a joke. Now you over here saying you don't care, you killed that little girl?
Yeah, he was rough. He was rough. So when he goes into the program, they put him next to a racist. You see this man, he got all types of people that's just been not endangering, but like, yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff on this act. You know, a lot of different tattoos representing people that slaughtered people that, you know, just because he could.
You mean like someone that's like basically a representation of the Aryan Brotherhood?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That was wild. Jazz, what do you think about this scene when I had this conversation? Did it make you think?
Yes, because it basically lets you know, and it when you have projects like this that explain very important messages, it's like you think about it. He was just like, you know, what their plan is. I don't know who they is. I guess it's the man, the white man. But he was just like, those people that you killed, were they black or white? It's just like, y'all are killing each other, which is benefiting their plan. Y'all are battling each other, going after each other. We don't have to do nothing for y'all because y'all are going to self-destruct. Y'all going to kill each other anyway. So where it's just like, you have like really important messages and things, and it's just like, people don't really listen because they just like, oh, it's just a good movie. It's just like, nah, my nigga, like, stop all this black on black crime because your real enemy is the man.
Yeah, this scene was kind of heavy when I was on this. I'm like, damn, I ain't catch. You know, well, of course I didn't catch it. I knew when I was a kid he was racist, but like to the extent of what the racism and basically what the self hate was, he was actually not encouraging. He basically was encouraging it. Crystal, what did you think of this scene?
This is one of those things where I couldn't be a part of because he was letting them fly. And I was so glad when he reached through that cage and socked him in between his eyes. I was like, or in his mouth. I was like, yes. Call back. That scene, it made me uncomfortable only because he kept saying nigger. And I was just like, bro, we get it. By this point in the movie, I was like, I get it. I understand. There's a message.
Imagine watching this at 5, 6, 7 years old. It's just like, man, I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to do this to nobody. No, like, man, no. You know what? The kids today wasn't raised right. They should have watched this as a kid. This would have fucked them up.
You think it would have helped them?
It helped me.
Okay, so, but you think about like the kids today with like technology, they have so much access to stuff. All of that access that you have, that you can learn about this stuff on your own. You don't have to go to school to learn a lot of this stuff, because we know that the schools only teach you what the fuck they want to teach you anyway. They be lying about your history, but we ain't got to go down that road. But
to be fair, remember, everybody remember this, like Tulsa Massacre. Like, I didn't hear about that until the show, The Watchmen. I didn't know what that was. So how do you so you have access? Yes. Like, you see Tom Hanks, he just said it. Like, he just learned about what the Tulsa Massacre is, but he know about the Alamo and all these white things that they put in front of them. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, they know what they're teaching you in schools, and they know what they've refused to teach you in schools. Imagine if you learn about
gloss over it.
Right. Or they try to downplay or water it down. So where you think about all the massacres that happen in this country. My dad told me about the one that happened in Wilmington, where he's from, in North Carolina. Had know nothing about it, to where the white folks in there overthrew the government because it was a majority of black people. And so it's just like stuff like that. And of course, you got Rosewood. You had a bunch of massacres in Florida. So it's just.
No, they all know. They all know. I say another. I pull up once I seen Tulsa, I started researching, and I just looked up massacres, and it was so many. It was so many. It's like, I don't know, but it's like you said, gloss over it. I would be okay with the gloss over. These bitches ain't even they ain't even talking about it. It's not even there. Like in high school, I feel as if, but then I understand why it gets muddy, because it's like, once you begin to do that, how much history are we teaching? But I do feel like all the other histories are taught. Personally, like the African American history is the only one that gets glossed over, because the only thing they teach you is the civil rights movement. That's it. You get the civil rights. They talk about Malcolm X. You get the Martin Luther King, and them the two niggas that they teach these white folks. Like, We are a lot larger than that. You probably wouldn't even have a book if it wasn't for these black. But hey, this was my thought process. But
then also, if you're gonna teach that his kind of history, that means you acknowledge what happened and you admit the wrongdoing in what happened. You still have politicians that are in seats today that say it wasn't that bad. Oh, the slaves, they like their masters. Things was better for them. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What? So it's that accountability. This country does not take accountability for its history of what it did to black folks, especially when our history is still affecting us today. But we ain't gotta go down that road.
I mean, technically we are, because that's how this story ends, with lack of accountability, people putting things on, well, a person putting things on outside influence, but instead of just actually taking the accountability for the situation. So, gentlemen, Crazy K is with the program leader, and she's taking him to, I guess, a dungeon or whatever, to put him on this table. And she told him he's scum. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, but you gonna listen to what I say, or we're just gonna throw your ass in solitary confinement. What you want to do? Like, I gives no fuck. And so they strap him to this table and they start to put the different thing. They shoving the tube up his nose, which if you slow it down just a little bit,
that shit wasn't going nowhere.
That woman never moved her hands. That same speck of water that was in the dot never moved. That thing never moved. I was like, she I said, man, she
was selling it. I mean, they both were.
I know she got a good hand.
Jason gonna go back to the credits. Whose hands were those? You're a talented young lady.
Hey, she wasn't
tube holder number one.
Like, she was, yeah, that was some talent there. I seen it. Like, it was sliding. I'm like, oh, okay. But they strap them down and they have this. Y'all seen the Black Klansman?
I have.
You know how that movie ended, and it was just like you went from funny, serious, funny, and it was just like, God damn, this like,
oh, it did take a turn.
You were like, that's a hard left. Mm-hmm. Like, when most people be like, when people say movie goes kind of gets off the rails, like that was like, I was like, oh shit, damn, Spike, like, you're gonna slap the shit out of us with this. Like, but I get it. I do get it. So you got images of him killing people. You got the images of the KKK, like that, man. Every image that they were showing, I was just like, man. And this shit's real. Like, it, just them being able to put that in there, I was just like, God damn, like, that would have fucked me up. I would have been praying to Jesus right now. Like, oh, no, we don't need to go no further. I don't know what step 2 is. We ain't got to get there. We step 1. I learned.
Did y'all see them Pick a Niggas events?
Jazz.
You did?
Jazz.
Oh, I mean, we talked about this before. You got the images. You saw them.
We did.
You saw them.
Not right now.
Oh, okay. Oops. My bad.
My bad.
So you telling me if Trevante,
I don't know where this is going.
He gets some sheets. He goes to the park.
You can't go.
And he got your favorite. and he got your favorite foods.
Crystal, go
and some chocolates. And his last text message was, I can't wait to put this on your foot in the park. Jess, you're not going to, you're not doing the picnic?
It's not a picnic.
You call it something else.
It's something else.
You doing it. You doing it. You just gonna call it something else. You're gonna relabel it.
Yeah.
Okay. What we calling them?
We outside. We outside.
She on Twitter. And we outside, y'all.
That's what. Yeah.
And lunch outside.
Nah, ain't no picnic.
She had a picnic. Yeah. They pulling out the cold cuts right now. Oh, pay me no mind.
Ain't no trees around, so it ain't no real picnic. We ain't under no fucking tree. We gonna get that sun. We not in no shade because they was in because you saw too many people hanging.
No shade trees.
Nah.
I get it. I like the shade, but I get it. Like, if it's hot, like, you gotta take it. Don't be no bitch. Take that. Cancer's cool. It's fine. Like
What?
accept it.
Where did this go?
The sun. You want the sun. You don't want no shade. Like
Because he did not pack sunblock. You know he didn't.
Nah, he did. I brought it so I can rub it on him.
Okay.
After we eat though, because we can't be having our cold cuts and sunblock on our fingers because that's not a vibe. Yeah. We actually gonna go out there when it's partly cloudy, so it's cool.
So you gonna risk the rain maybe possibly coming.
Well, I live in Florida, so we get partly cloudy. You don't get no rain.
Okay.
And then plus the rain might be fire because if he got on a white t-shirt, so I can see that chocolate skin when that shirt
turning into a dream.
What? How are we getting here so quick?
You introduced this entire situation.
You set it up. So
I was inching my way out of this, and you sneaking it back in. What you doing? All right, man. So the second option was the sensory deprivation chamber.
Hated this one.
Why did you hate it?
The strobe light. It was like 5 minutes of strobing. I don't know who cleared that. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure like 3 people had a seizure.
Yeah.
By watching this.
That was kind of wild. But Jay, what did you think about, he going into this tank? He won't see or hear anything. He's seen and heard a whole lot of shit up in this tank.
They lied because I'm just like,
she said his thoughts was gonna get him.
But how did she get down here? He probably wasn't even thinking about her.
She probably never left.
They just implanted in his head. But nah, this scene was wild. Like, and then his straps just somehow came off to where he could just snatch a girl who he already killed and try to break her neck. And he even killed his homeboy because he came up short a few times.
Now I did laugh at that. I said, but that's what they be doing. You come up short. You in the ground, big dog.
At least cut him off. You know what I'm saying? Just you got to kill him. You got to cut him off. And of course, this is that moment of him having a realization, and he talked to the little girl. He was wrong place at the wrong time. Like that ain't like
he was at home doing homework.
His rationalization.
He said, "Bullets ain't got no name. Like, what's up? Like, what you mad at me for? Like, shit, you shouldn't have been out at the wall. Like,
we be over there."
Yo, which is crazy.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Right.
We gangbang outside your playground. Why was you over there?
Like, she was at home. She only had the playground. Like, she wasn't bothering nobody. You in her territory. Yeah, but we see, he has no accountability in this situation, and she kind of told him to wake up from the situation, and he fought it. His situation, everything that he was around and grew up with. And she told him, nobody's holding you here. That's just you and your mind. Mm-hmm. And then he was strapped. He wasn't strapped. He jumped up, grabbed the lady, and he told her he don't give a fuck, which we not necessarily fast forward, but I guess it was his last thoughts in that situation of what was playing through his mind. And I guess that was just himself in that, but I guess his ego got the best of him in that, because they probably was gonna kill him anyway, but I feel like he could have made peace with the situation, or at least with himself, but he kind of let that go, and they told Neil, well, we don't give a fuck neither then, nigga. Like,
we don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck.
Do y'all think it was a reason why, like, looking at these clips and everything, it was a lot of Black men killing Black men, and you rarely saw any women in these shots until you saw like the little girl? Do y'all think that like represented anything? And also the fact that the lady that was in charge of this entire experiment was a Black woman? Because I'm curious if like those two elements, it was purposely done, or it was just like didn't have much of a forethought. And when I did my rewatch, I was thinking, I was just like, because she was just like, you're scum, you this, you that, and I was just like, damn. Because I feel like with some type of experiments, probably back in the 90s, normally men are kind of in charge in that, looking at other different projects and stuff. So I'm curious if there was a reason as to why it was a Black woman in that position of power, showing a Black man all the Black on Black violence he was involved in, or like associated with. If that makes sense?
So at first thought, I would say probably so, because they always try to highlight in these conversations, they always try to highlight the nuclear family and how Black women and Black men never see eye to eye on things. And that's why the Black family is torn apart and things like that. And I know, well, I don't know, but what I've heard and seen portrayed on the TVs, street law rules, women and children are supposed to be like off limits. Right. And that's probably why they use the little kid to show that you crossed the line. Like, yes, you're killing all these men, but now you crossing the line, killing a child. That's my thoughts on that.
I'm not mad at that at all. I don't know, Jay. Like I said, I'm gonna ride with y'all in that. I really don't have a thought in the woman that, since you mentioned in that, I'm like, dang, that's actually pretty. And like kind of like what Chris said, unless that woman is in the game. Yeah. So yeah, maybe the kid too. I don't know, because
she was pushing bricks.
I'm just saying, Will Smith told us, when you see a little kid in the middle of the night, like, she clearly up to no good.
But she was at home doing homework.
How you didn't catch Jada though? I don't understand. Come on, Will.
Will.
Will. So the crew, we back to the crew. They ain't happy about this story because, motherfucker, how you know what we had going on? Like, you implicating us at this point. What else do you know, old man? You know a little bit too much. And I think Stacey says, "You gonna call the police?" Like, bitch.
Like, he was so funny.
Like, what about his, he's like, I'm not calling the police for what? We here now. Like, we ain't calling the police. Krista, did you expect what was about to go on at this point?
I didn't. Okay, so no, I didn't. I mean, once I saw the coffins, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Big reveal about to happen, guys. Saw where that was going. But before I saw the coffins, no, I didn't know what was going on.
What did you think was going to happen? How did you think this was going to end?
How did I think this was going to end? Do I think they was going to leave? Oh, I didn't think that they were going to be dead. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think that at all until I saw the coffins. So I don't know where I thought it was going. It's just not there. Gotcha. I knew they weren't getting them drugs either, because that was stupid of them to think from the beginning.
The way he described how he found piles and piles of drugs in the
back of the alley. What?
It was so much I couldn't carry it alone. Like, wait a minute.
And why would you call them? Was a number on it? Like, I don't know. Why didn't nobody think of it? Like, how he know to call us?
Call Stacey if found. Like, Jazz,
anyway.
Did you if you can remember, do you remember what you thought this was how this was going to end?
No, I definitely didn't think they were dead. I was just like, okay, are they gonna kill him? Why is he sweating so much and nobody else is sweating? Because he was just like,
maybe diabetes.
Maybe. And then he just starts spazzing out, and I'm like, is he gonna turn into the Crypt Keeper? Like, what's about to happen? But I wasn't expecting a twist at the end to where these niggas are already dead. Because when they opened them caskets, I said, oh shit.
Man, this nigga face here, man.
Who did the body? Okay.
This nigga face here, man. Like, oh, bruh. That nigga was so distraught the whole time. He was the most gangster. Right.
Listen, he was a thug to the end. Well, to that end. And he was like, wait.
Oh, man. But that was the end of the Tales from the Hood. And of course,
ain't gonna talk about that tongue.
Oh, you want to talk about that? You want to talk about that? Oh, you no, that was. I told you.
That whole ending graphics was.
Bro, Roger Rabbit was better than this, Jazz.
Wait, I mean, yes, Roger Rabbit was fire though.
Like,
the tongue was kind of wild. I was like, so y'all was just like, let's put the tongue through his gap.
Yeah, it was so small.
I've heard women say they won't. I've heard women say they'll take some head through a gap. So I mean, maybe so.
To say you don't want head because he got a gap is kind of wild.
No. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
That's just what me saying.
Okay, cool. So we said head through the gap.
And then he comes with a visual aid. Okay.
Like, wait, how did?
It might be different. It's I'm not gonna say penetrator, but it's a focus move.
I mean, if it's
how small is the tongue and why can't it fit through a gap?
I mean, you can lick on the.
I need to go to a doctor.
I just see me sitting like, you done anything yet? You just like, okay. I'm like, yo, fuck this nigga.
Or you could be if he could be throwing up gang signs about some damn. Is that what that gap be like?
You are irritating.
Bruh,
look at her face. The face that she just made, she was like, shit, maybe.
If anything, get a cramp in my feet. Throwing up gang signs is crazy. Like you having seizures. Like, what? I can't breathe.
This nigga crazy with the gap.
That's man, listen. The devil was wild.
The devil. Mm.
It was.
That was the end. So, ladies, was it good though? And I guess we will start with Crystal.
I'll give it a yes.
Are you gonna give it a yes because yes, or are you giving it a yes because it's black? Which one is it?
I'm giving it a yes because although I think some things could have been stronger, like
what things?
Production design, VFX, script, actor. Some things could have been improved.
She said the movie.
It wasn't like a pain to watch.
Watch 2.
And I turned that smooth off. I let it play and I was like, absolutely not. No.
I think they brought the dollars back in too.
Why did I just start it on and the damn skeletons dancing? Yo, why is skeletons dancing in this shit?
For what? In the second one?
Yes, it's like a burning skeleton. I got it playing right now, but I've never seen part 2 because I was just
There's
like,
a 3.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
Why?
So fun, but I got a conversation about that. Jazz, was it good though?
Yes, it was.
I agree. It aged terribly, but I do think it was good. It's entertaining. It's an entertaining watch.
Would y'all be upset or interested if somebody did like a reboot of Tales from the Hood?
I would not.
If Jordan Peele is involved, go for it.
Ooh,
I'm with that.
I like that.
I need to watch. Have y'all watched? What's the other one? Twilight Zone. Have y'all watched Twilight Zone?
Yes.
Did you like it? How was it? I mean, Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone.
I watched a lot of it was just remakes. So they had like 1 or 2 that was original, but he was just the host. I don't think
he wasn't directing.
No, I don't think
writing?
it was anything like that. No, a lot of it was just like stories from the original. Not all of them, but the ones that I seen. I was just like, oh, okay, to where you can kind of where the story is going.
Got you. What I was gonna say was a remake. I would be fine with a remake. I think the graphics would be a lot better. I do wish it was picked up. I want it to be picked up. I'm like Crystal. I'm with you. If it was him, I think that'd be super dope. Do we have any? I'm trying to think of like black horror directors. That's something we lack.
Nia DaCosta did Candyman. I want to say that's her last name.
You right. Because I'm just saying.
And I think she did. Nope.
That's Jordan.
JK.
Yeah, Jordan did them. The only person we got is Jordan. Jordan is like the biggest right now.
I think you had a black producer that just The Nun too. It was I have to do some Googles, but I feel like there's a few out there. Who did Megan?
Oh yeah, that was a black director.
Yeah.
I don't think a black person wrote it, but I think the director was.
Well, we don't need to. Yeah. The right.
Actually, I take that back. Akilah is black. It was Akilah and James Wan. I don't know what James Wan did, but Akilah did the screenplay.
Okay.
Yes, and she did *Malignant* as well. Okay. Yes.
And then she did The Nun too. So
she did The Nun. Okay, so
give
one of them two.
Ooh,
Jordan Peele or Akilah.
Sorry to cut you off, Jason. She also did The Boogeyman that dropped this year. Heard that was kind of ass.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it though, because when you come to movies like that, I do feel like you know what you're getting. I think that's like Babadook. Any of those, like they do a reiteration of something that came before, so I don't think they change it too much. Maybe try to make the story more intricate, throw a little twist in there, kind of like in *Malignant*. Like that was I think that was a typical horror story, and it was like the twist, like what the fuck, nigga, like what? I was not ready for that. The bitch is just throwing her hair back.
I haven't seen it, but I want to watch it.
You should watch it. It got the mama from Mama BML, Mama Meech.
Okay.
She's annoying in there.
It be like that sometimes.
It's kind of wild. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a heads up, even though Jason won't say it.
It's good.
What, *Malignant*?
Oh. Yes.
It's good. Is it scary though?
That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
it's not scary.
Wait.
Not you, Jazz. Not Jazz saying
I don't want to see that movie. I'm thinking about *Maleficent*. Don't listen. I'm not saying *Malignant*. I know what that is. Absolutely not.
Okay,
I'm not watching it.
Okay, I figured you was. I figured you was. I figured you was Angelina
You saw
Jolie.
the setup just now, right? Because he was just like, "Yeah, go watch it." I'm like, "Wait a minute, Crystal don't watch stuff like that. Like, what you doing?"
Look at you. What are you doing?
I'm trying to look out for her, but she didn't look out for me earlier with that question.
Sorry.
Part or.
So did any of you young ladies have any final thoughts or questions about this movie? I feel like you had a question, Jazz.
I do. Because looking at this movie, there were a lot of elements and, of course, messages that they were sending. So if y'all were to do your own Tales from the Hood, what messages or like what tales would you want to tell in yours? So like what kind of themes would it be centered around?
Man. Crystal,
okay. So in grad school, when I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, I can use my projects from grad school. I did a project called Skin, and it was about the light skin, dark skin conversation. It was a dark skinned girl who wanted to be lighter so she'd be liked and things like that. And she wasn't getting attention. And by the end of it was a scary film, oddly enough. Me doing that, it's kind of crazy. But at the end, you see her in the bathroom pushing in, and she's cut her skin off her face, like to try to peel the dark skin off. Oh, I had a fire VFX person on that. And she was like, "Am I pretty now?" But she looked like Two-Face in Batman, half the face gone, and it was great. So that would be a topic of mine, the light skin versus dark skin. And then I did another film, my thesis called Lost and Found. It was about a girl being adopted, and the adoptive mother was white. And so was trying to tell that story. It didn't land like I wanted it to, but I would talk about that. And then the third one will be about sports. And I don't know which way I'm going with it, but I would either want to do like a sports factory where they're like pumping out black men to play basketball and football. Then you have another scientist that wants to like make a black man to play a sport that's not black dominant. And then they're like, no, and like kill him and stop him and just keep making basketball and football players. Or what was the other one? Player enslavement idea. I didn't really flesh that one out, but that's what I would do.
This nigga storyboarded a 5-minute question.
Nah, them shits is fire though.
It is. Kind of fucked me up a little bit. I was like, oh, well, I knew about Lost and Found. I watched it.
Skin, I keep a secret.
Clearly, I've never
seen
heard
it
that.
Too. I saw Lost and Found because Chris sent it to me.
Oh, okay, got you. So Skin, yeah, that was actually a fire idea. Like that should be put that shit out there, put this shit out in the atmosphere a little bit more, shout it.
Yeah.
Jason, you got yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go off the dome. So my first one would be like the not Candyman, but Candy Lady. So growing up, I don't know what I don't know how we're in Memphis. I'm gonna just use Memphis. We had a candy lady. We used to go to her house. by different stuff you going in. So it would be on how, not necessarily neglectful, but how different the times were. So like parents just allowing kids to go to a home to buy these things or buy different stuff, and they miss it. They're not coming back home. So that would be the first one. Um, mm, 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 mm. I probably would. So you remember that there was a movie with Michael Douglas and his wife. They like going crazy over different stuff. Like, they get in a divorce. They going crazy, and like at the end, they fight on this big chandelier, and they die. They die together.
I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, it's like it's in the 90s. So I was thinking, Black family.
Mm-hmm.
They're separating, baby mama, baby daddy, fighting over different stuff. Well, fighting over different stuff, and losing sight over the main thing is the kid that they had or child that they had. So that was number 2. And number 3, I don't have. So Jazz, if you got yours, you come back because
Okay. So my first one would pretty much be the whole Black men versus Black women dating aspect of how it's just, this is what needs to happen in relationships or dating and things like that, because seeing topics go back and forth, I just be like, y'all over here arguing about unrealistic arguments and like online. Just
every 3 to 5 business days.
It'd be crazy to me. I just be like, half of y'all don't go out on dates, or nobody wants to date you, or it's just
literally
like, come on. And then I would do therapy in the Black community of how, I guess, because it's obviously being more accepted in our community, but I guess to get it to where when it was like a stigma at first, and then it evolving into a beautiful flower of like, oh, this is what it's like when y'all go get somebody to talk to about your trauma. You're better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would do it just on Black Twitter. And the Black Twitter would symbolize a demon and an angel that interchanges. Friday is an angel. It's on your side supporting you. Saturday, it's a devil beating your ass into the ground, which is kind of like what Black Twitter kind of is anyway. So mine ain't as deep as y'all though. Like, Crystal, I like your ideas. Ain't nobody gonna steal my ideas. Somebody might listen to this and be like, "Yo, we gotta get that." Like, they might.
Yeah.
Proof of concept. Don't try me.
Right.
I think the last one I probably would go, because I'm thinking of Atlanta. So you got the episode of Doug where his life got turned upside down because of the race thing played a part. But like, I would think do one of a podcaster. You got this podcaster who kind of like Joe Rogan, they just say what they want, shitting on Black people. Basically, like in this story here, they wasn't doing this, they wouldn't be on welfare, and then you just see everything flips for this person the next day, and then they end up on welfare, well, attempting to get it, but they don't qualify. So they just go through this struggle throughout of it, and they finally get this glimmer of hope. Then they don't get it. Whatever that glimmer of hope they think they're fit to get, they don't get it. So it's just them, if they was to basically roles reverse, if that was us, but it's them, not us. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this exercise, friends.
Some good ideas. I don't really have too many people's thoughts. I know a few people was just like, it was a classic.
Yeah. Everybody said it was a classic.
You got something, Jason?
No, I was like, did you see Will Smith in a horror movie?
Could I see him in a horror movie?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can't. Does what's it called count as a horror movie?
I would count that shit as a horror movie. He was just running around.
I Am Legend?
Yeah.
No.
She said he was just running around. Yeah. A question is Last of Us a horror movie? A horror show?
Didn't see it.
Oh my God, they came out this year too. Fuck.
Yes, it was very. It did. I'm gonna say
Jazz,
yes.
we really go through these go through this shit. It's because we automatically throw shit up there real quick, and I'm like, bruh, because it was a few of them. I was emotionally too invested. I was emotionally too invested in them.
nothing is above the fall of the House of the Usher for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got that, but I'm like, damn, I just thought about Last of Us came out. And they hit some chords that I wasn't ready to be hit. The dialogue in the fall of the House of Usher is one of the best that I heard this year or seen this year though. So that's that. I don't have an agree to disagree. I was trying to think about that when we were talking about it. In that, but I do this little last part that we just did. I do feel like that's a nice, not necessarily replacement because we do it all the time, but I do like that theme that you went to. And like I said, while 2 wasn't good, and we talk about movies needing sequels and things like that, I do think this idea was something that could have or should have been built upon and should have been taken. And like I said, there's a lot of this though. Like, you know, like you have this. I think you talked about the Snoop version.
Ass.
Version.
He got Snoop's horror tales or some shit. It's on Tubi as well. It's terrible. I tried to watch it last night and I'm just sitting here like, what am I doing? It was bad. If you thought the visuals in this was bad, oh my goodness. And Snoop's came out a few years after.
Yeah. So it's like, so certain things is just like this. The idea is there. Like we just like maybe I don't know if it's the budget, the writing, the script, because you can miss on different things, but it's just like damn, it could have still been strong. Like the Monique movie that we watched.
Oh, the reading.
Like the reading, like whether you that the actors and things, like I felt like that was a good script, like a good story for what it was. Like you can say the acting and shit, the Monique silly, like it looks crazy. But if that movie was made with like a big production, but you have to keep Monique because Monique is the selling point of the actual movie. You keep her in there.
Who else gonna run around that damn house the way that Monique did?
But I'm saying you replace some of replace the pieces around her and put some people that a little bit more well known, or maybe some people like, you know, that would have been super fire.
No,
Like,
I think so.
I don't think the actors was horrible, but it was just like they're not Monique level. Monique was selling that. Monique was selling that bitch. Like Monique was selling it, man. But I think that's all that I had. Crystal, do you have anything that you want to celebrate, throw out there, let the people know what you got going on, doing?
I ain't got nothing going on. Maybe next time I'm here.
Crystal.
Yes.
I meant to ask you, if Saw X was the first movie in the franchise, do you think it would have been as impactful as the original Saw movie?
No, I don't, because I think we need the history of who he was to understand like how he got that way. Did I say that right? I think I did.
Okay.
Putting that movie in the front, I just would have been like, okay, we got a crazy killer. Like, why is he this way? I would have wanted that. So now seeing the other ones, I understand, oh, this is his villain origin story. They was fucking with his hell.
Got you. Now, in the original movie, we kind of knew he had cancer as well. So I think that's why it plays. Now, I do feel as if with the backstory of this being the end of it, it's like the bookend to the actual story. So it does make a lot of sense compared to a lot of the shit they was trying to do in between 3 and 10. I do think.
They did.
Jazz, did you have another question?
I did. You'll be our last person we ask this question to. All of our guests have gotten this question since we did our episode 69. Crystal, is just the tip a trap?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Final answer.
Much.
How?
Thank you.
How is it a trap?
It's never just the tip.
Who saw this? Like it's the tip of the iceberg.
Both parties involved.
Both. Okay, so as long as it's not one person, I like that. She took accountability there, Jazz. You never did that.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let's bring this back. First off, you saying there are good people on both sides of the situation. Yes, this is true. But the question was, is just the tip a trap? We're not talking about who's accountable for the trap and all of that. It's just, is it a trap?
When is it not a trap?
It's not. I don't think it is because we consented to it. A trap, you don't consent to traps. When the last time you consented to a trap?
Never.
I didn't think so. When the last time you consented to a trap?
So it's possible to consent to a trap when you know it's a trap, but then like you just like, let me play along, but the trap ain't got you yet. Just like the example that you gave during Sausage Party, you was just like, Jazz, if I put crumbs down to lead to Trevante, whatever the fuck, and I know it's a trap leading onto it, I'm on that path of like, yeah, this is gonna be a setup in the end, but I'm here for it.
But is it a trap then? You just going along with it at that point.
I mean, I guess.
So is the tip a trap or is it a consented we about to bone?
Well, you added extra parameters to the question.
You're right. No, you're right. But I'm just saying, I don't think I don't think it is. I think it's a little deeper than what y'all.
I mean, I guess that's like saying, is tequila a trap?
Yes. Final answer.
Because you could just be like, look, I know the end result, but I'm gonna take this one shot.
But if
then it's 4 shots.
But the end result is different because I'm just saying. So Jay, let me ask you this. And we can be done with this. This is the end. October 31st. We are done with this question.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
If I said you get a shot of what is a trap? What's a trap? Is it is? Would you rather the shot of tequila or the tip of the dick? On what's where you going next? Which trap? Since it's a trap, you falling into?
I'm going tequila.
I'm going tequila because I know that tip gonna have me mad as hell. I'm gonna be upset. Tequila not gonna make me mad. Tequila gonna be like, look, you better with the whole thing.
Tequila may help the tip.
But Crystal literally just said that the tip
is a trap.
You say no. You said it's not really a trap because you
knew what was my words.
Am I twisting it?
If I'm like, oh, I know where this is going, then it's no longer a trap. If the thought is, oh, he just gonna put the tip in.
I mean, is that? I mean, so I'm just, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
You can't sit up here and be like, is that something people think of? Because yes.
I was gonna actually ask, so if it's not a trap, when the last time y'all fell for just for the tip?
Nobody's ever said that to me. Wow. So there's that.
Okay.
It's been some years, like a while. And I knew it was a trap. I was just like, well, if it's just the tip. Yeah, nah. Nah. Trap. Got me. Got him. That was
damn. So Crystal?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but we have to rescind your offer to even submit to this question because you've never had tip in a situation.
But no.
Jazz,
because I already know how I respond.
I'm gonna tell you why, Jazz. I'm gonna tell you why. Because remember last week, Chris tried to answer a question about a movie. This nigga didn't even see.
That ain't fair because he said he didn't even watch the movie. Y'all let him talk about it for a whole 2 hours.
We didn't know. So I'm sorry.
Answer
so Chris, I love you, but no, it does. Her answer does not fit in this.
You hate black women. I'm sick of it.
Jason, I feel like it's unfair to try to exclude Crystal's answer when you did not ask our prior guest.
Right.
Yeah. So we've asked 3 people.
But everybody
no, the question was never asked. Have you given or gotten the tip? That was never a question. So you can't just throw parameters out there because of Crystal. So no, Your Honor, I say throw it out. Her answer stays. Her answer stays. That's how we're gonna leave that.
Thank you very much, James.
Well, I was gonna give her a kudos. I mean, they just want to give her the whole thing.
Listen, all right.
No traps.
If you're watching this on Halloween, tomorrow is the best holiday ever. Candy is 50% off at your local grocer. Because I'm not studying him.
What candies you getting?
Oh, Reese's, Snickers, Twizzlers, Okay, now I sound fat.
Just say it. Don't matter.
The owl is my oyster. Oh, I got a
Jazz,
question.
what about you?
Some Snickers and some Twix for sure. Might throw some Kit Kats in there.
Oh, and some candy corn.
What the fuck?
Ed, what the fuck?
You eat that shit?
Sure do.
All right, Link of Thrones. We can go ahead.
Yes.
Jason was about to forget that. See?
I definitely forgot that. I forgot it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It happens. Shit happens.
You forgot? Wow.
You didn't forget. Okay, good. As long
You
as
got
you
the
didn't
memory
forget.
of an elephant, and you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Look here. I'm freestyling. I ain't got.
So for my Link of Thrones, I am going to go with David Allen Greer. And the project that I'm going to use is Martin, where he was Reverend Leon Lunny Love.
Jazz, who you got?
I am going to go with I'm gonna go with Walter. Brandon Hammond. Is that how you say his name? And then his first name in Soul Food was Armand. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go with his character from Soul Food, Armand.
Big Mama Yar.
It ain't my fault, it's y'all's fault.
Every Sunday, Grandma. Yeah, boy,
yo, when he put his hand up, he said, "It ain't my fault, it's y'all's fault." I was like, "Wait a minute, don't be pointing no gun fingers at me, little nigga."
That was hip hop.
I was trying to think of who I was going to use, when I was going to use it, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Clarence Williams III, R.I.P. He was Mr. Sims or the devil, whichever one you want to go with. He was in, I just Half Baked. He was Samson in Half Baked.
That is such a good movie.
I just watched it the other day too.
Now that Half Baked is a good one.
I watched that a bit too many times as a kid.
Is there a such thing?
Yeah, it is.
I guess.
Shit, that movie came out, what was it, 98, nigga. I was 8.
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah. I was 8 watching it. I was like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? This is just a song we gotta review it. Like if you can quote a movie like that,
it'll be a nice 420. Nice 420 episode.
For sure.
Set it up.
That's all I got for this episode.
That's all that I have. This was the Was It Good Though podcast. This was episode 73, Tales from the Hood. We appreciate each and every listener, follower, subscriber. We are still on our road to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. It's going up slowly, but it is going up. So we appreciate the progress. Please like, share, subscribe with your friends, your family, your church members, your job, your mistress, your mister. What else they got going on in the when you trick or treating, bitch, tell them what's it good though when you ring their doorbell. Ask them and tell them to look us up.
Subscribe,
bitches. I'm not gonna lie. Please, if you got kids and they go into somebody's door and they just say, "Was it good though?" Instead of trick or treat, please record it and please send it. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I swear.
But again, man, thank you for listening. It's been real. Deuces.
Cheers.